I'm Kass O'Shire. Welcome to my video newsletter. Voosletter? I don't know. We'll workshop it. This is my first, maybe my last video newsletter. And I wanted to do this because normal newsletters feel very scary to me for some reason. I'm not 100% sure why, but every time I go to write a newsletter, I just get really in my head about like nobody cares about this, or I should only be like bothering people if I have something big to talk about, and I struggle talking about myself. That sounds maybe silly. But like vocalizing, talking to people is something that's way easier for me. Whereas when I sit down and write, I feel like I need to be in my author voice and my author space, and I get really in my head about it. So I was talking about this with my friend Krista, and I said, well, I really just wish that I could like send a video instead of a tippy tappy typing out a newsletter. And then I sat with it for like maybe 10 minutes because I have ADHD, and I checked, and it looks like I can. So that's what I'm doing. We'll see how it works. Let me know. Hit reply and tell me, is this a cool format? Is this annoying? I am going to try to get like a transcript of this so that hopefully if you can't sit here and listen to me yap, you can still get the pertinent information. I'll also probably, I don't know, we'll figure it out. We'll make it work. But again, hit reply. Let me know what you think. I thought it might be fun to do a thing where we like open my Kindle app and see what the heck I've been reading. Some weeks it's going to be a surprise for me too. So this week it's kind of hard to see, honestly. So you'll just have to take my word for it. Or maybe I'll like take screenshots. But I am reading Brandon Sanderson's Wind and Truth. My son and I, he's 14. We read books together at bedtime, and we started Brandon Sanderson's books probably 6 years ago or something, and we're still working our way through. Then I have a whole bunch of books about author bullshit. And then the books that I'm actually reading are the Raider Warlords of the Vandar by Tana Stone. I'm really liking them. I'm really in my like sci-fi romance girl era. So I'm reading a lot of sci-fi romance. And then I'm also reading Pearls Beneath the Ice by Sophia Rose. I think it really encapsulates a lot of her really lovely prose that she does. She has a very distinctive voice, and I love that. So that's what I'm reading. I'm watching Secret Wives of Mormon Wives. Past tense watching. I binged that shit so fast because fun fact, one of my special interests is Mormonism, or the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So you'll probably hear more about that. Lately I've been listening to not much. That's a weird ass thing about me, is that I don't often listen to music. My husband has been listening to Mothica, and I've really liked her music. He described it as if like Taylor Swift did metal, which I agree with, and I think it's really, really cool, and so I've been liking that. Writing wise, I just dug back in to Tiny Tree, which is Sanctuary Book 5. The timeline on this one is quite close, at least for me. But I think I've gotten better at writing cleaner. I also really hope that you can't hear my kid starting a pizza timer in the background. I can hear it. If you can, that's life, man. He lives here too. But I'm digging back in. I had trouble balancing He Sees You When You're Sleeping and Tiny Tree in my head. And this is something that I've learned about myself, and I keep trying to convince myself that that's not how my brain works, that I can definitely work on more than one manuscript at a time, and I just don't think it's true. And I'm kind of bummed about that. But you only have one brain, and I have to work with the brain that I have. And the brain that I have says it doesn't like working on multiple projects at a time. So today and yesterday, though, yesterday and today, I'm so sorry. The words flowed. They happened. And it felt really good. I had been struggling about like where I wanted to start. Beginnings are kind of hard for me. Because I find that like a lot of times my first instinct as to where to start a book is wrong. And so I figured it out, and I think I've dialed in the correct beginning for this book. It's out in March, so it's going to be a quick one. Is that the side? Yep, that's the side that's misbehaving. But I'm really excited about it because we're spending time back in Sanctuary. So whereas other books are going to be like, not other books, sorry. The first 3 books are kind of accidentally road trip books. The next 3 are solidly in Sanctuary. And potentially more than that, because I got an idea today for an orc series set in Sanctuary. Let me know if that's something we're interested in. I also did a cover brief this week for Guardian, which is the book that covers the events that Siren kind of alludes to in the footnotes a lot. And it's kind of where everything is going. Everything is leading up to the Guardian series, which I realized I have to name. But I did the cover brief for that today, and it was really cool. I'm excited to see what we come up with for the cover. And I'm excited I'm excited to see what you guys think about this newsletter format. I'm a little nervous about it, but this was way easier than like trying to write something that felt like me, that didn't feel salesy. Like, I just really struggle with my newsletter a lot, which you might have been able to notice that like recently I've kept it pretty like down to business, but I also see it as like a place that I could be connecting with you guys more, so I want to try that. So this is video newsletter number 1. Let me know what you think. I'm probably not going to edit this a ton because I don't have video editing skills to pay the bills. I have like very minor video editing skills, so maybe I'll cut out some like times that I'm just not saying much. But generally speaking, I would really love if we could move to this format. So, like I said before, hit reply. Let me know what you think. It'll probably be a lot of me looking like this in my forever lazy, my hair doing whatever the hell it wants, in front of my bookshelf that Mr. O'Shire is surely going to see. He's going to see it, and then he's going to be like, we need to work on your background. And I'm going to be like, probably do. But this is where I am. I hope this was like kind of a little bit fun for you, and I will maybe talk to you next week if we think this is fun. Okay,